hello there, humans and non-humans. Welcome to another episode of Non-Traditional Headspace. This is Denisse. First thing I want to do is set up a disclaimer here today. Today's episode has no head or feet, It has no clear thoughts coming from me. I just want you to know that. I also want to say that I don't expect to offend anyone. That's not the actual intention here. But if I do, well, I should apologize in advance, maybe. But for most part of it, I probably don't feel like apologizing. And this is just things that are going through my mind. I'm just counting the days before I go back to being an active citizen and working again and paying taxes, which is what society expects from you, right? To pay taxes and contribute to whatever it is, the greater meaning that we're contributing to. Okay? So it's already starting off with a little bit of controversy here. So yeah, today I'm gonna be talking about random shit, and it's probably considered quite controversial to talk about any of these things that I'm gonna be talking about. I just want to express, number one, that I'm kind of fed up with everything, and yeah, I'm just fed up in general, and maybe I'm not in the best space right now, emotionally and mentally. And I don't know, all of us are going through shit, right? We've talked about this before. All of us are going through shit, so guess what? This is my turn to go through shit again with my ups and downs, which are pretty regular, more and more. And with that being said, well, controversy, that's what people dig into these days, right? Everybody wants to trigger something on someone and become relevant in some way. So that's what people hang on to, and that's what people seem to play as a card to feel offended in some way, or maybe not offended, but they feel like they need to be defensive about something, and then they jump in the discussion wagon and they just go at each other for things that are stupid, which, if you ask me, at the end of the day, I just think there is a bigger agenda here of people trying to put everybody against each other because there's greater interest from people who usually have more power than the regular people that might come across this information here. So yeah, I'm knowing, and I don't care anymore about talking about things. So first thing I want to talk about is I'm tired of getting messages or just discussing with certain people and who get offended, who are family, that get offended about stupid shit that you might say. Like I say, I mean, don't take me seriously at all. 100%, please don't. Please, I'm begging everyone about this. Don't take me seriously 100% at anything, because people change their minds. I could be telling you this today, and then I can have a discussion with somebody tonight, and because of that discussion, I can come up with my own conclusions as to what I think now about that same situation that I had been talking to somebody else before in the morning, perhaps, and make my own conclusions and decide that I want to change my thoughts on that topic. And we are in a right to change and have our opinions. I truly believe in that. So I'm not trying to bash anyone in particular, and if I would want to say something to someone, I would just go straight ahead and say it to that person. So I'm already fed up with that, and guess what? I don't care if you're gonna stop talking to me for a while and later figure out that you want to make contact again, and this is what happens. This is what it has become more and more. Yeah, family, you're supposed to appreciate them a lot all the time. And I'm not saying that I don't love anyone in my family or nothing at all. That's not the case. So this is what I mean. You can take it whatever way you want it, but I don't really care. The people who know. Yeah, quoting Jennifer Lopez and that again.
Because when they say you know, you know.
If you know, you know, right? That pretty clear, man. Like, I don't care. Like, I will tell you what I think, no matter what, whether you're my family, an acquaintance, a friend, whatever. So, that thing about family situations, people getting offended and taking things too personal, and you cannot talk about things that you've lived because, oh my God, she's putting out shit from family out there, and people are going to start thinking what about her family. Like, man, if you haven't done anything wrong, then why are you scared about anyone talking about shit? Like, I can talk about whatever I want, and this is my form of venting right now. I don't have too many friends here right now, so, well, I don't care. If this is my way of, besides writing and chatting to certain people every now and then, this is my way of venting things, so I'll keep doing it. I don't care. Talking about partner relationships, you shouldn't be talking about a lot of things that are too personal going on in your relationship. Like, I don't give a fuck. And it's not that I'm bashing my partner, it's just that I think there's certain things that need to be addressed, man. Like, we are over shit sometimes as women. So if you're a woman and you understand where I'm coming from and relate to it, that's fine then. And if you don't, then fuck off. But some things I'm fed up with in my relationship, I'm gonna say that today again. There's nothing I'm ashamed about speaking about. Like, I'm fed up with the fact that the guy doesn't, put the toilet seat down. That shit just triggers me, man. It triggers me. I'm fucking fed up with that. I'm fucking fed up with the fact that I moved in with him again, and now it has become like me having to. I consider myself a pretty organized person. Like, I try to keep things clean, and I'm no, like I said, I'm nobody's maid. I'm not going to be today, and I don't see myself being that. So I'm not going to pick up after anyone's shit. Like, if you leave your shit on the table, I've decided that it's gonna be on the table until your ass decides to pick it up, because that's not who I am. I don't know. Do you want more examples of as to why I could get triggered about things? Like, I think it's pretty normal, and a lot of people, and I have seen like people putting out videos in social media and kind of like mocking it and making fun of it, but I know that deep down it really, really fucking enerves people. Like, you have no idea of how pissed off I get, or the fact that someone eats on a table and it's full of crumbles, and for some reason they think that there's no need to clean the fucking table. Like, can you explain that to me? Like, who's gonna clean that shit? If it's not you, then who's supposed to clean that? I mean, I don't have a maid. We don't have a maid here, so who's supposed to clean that? So those are the things I'm fucking fed up with. Or I'm fucking fed up with somebody not like understanding me in a lot of things because of cultural reasons, and I'm kind of getting fed up of certain little things. And yeah, I know, I've got that message too, from people like, maybe you should just break up with him. It's a decision that I will have to figure out if I want to make it or not, but it's my decision, right? So until then, well, I'm still trying to figure that one out. Talking about children and people giving birth all the time and shit, I know, like, I've made fun of that, and I got messages on the post that we've made about certain tiny little things about related to having no children at my age and shit. And I'm fucking fed up with people, being so sensitive about having children and putting family or children as an excuse as to why I am not as sensible as they possibly are, because I don't have children, and that's why I am so callous about these topics and I don't give a fuck about anyone else. I don't know, man. As far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of people out there who have children and don't give a fuck about them. So I wouldn't take it too personally either. Like, man, have a chill pill, I would say. And yeah, just because you have children or family doesn't make you more sensitive to anything in life. And that's not an excuse like, my family, I'm doing this for my family and shit. Like, cut the crap, man. Like, I'm tired of people using other things as excuses to justify their fucking behaviors and decisions. Like, we need to acknowledge what we do, acknowledge that we make our own decisions, that you're grown up asses have made, and just be okay with it. Like, deal with the responsibility of making your own decisions and not trying to justify things, or because I did it for my family, I did it for my baby, or shit like that. Like, I'm fed up with that argument as well. Talking about racism, I actually had a conversation in a chat yesterday and it didn't go so well. Because again, people like try to justify shit with other shit, and that's where I really disagree. I mean, my argument is that the greatest issue that we have as humans, and I include myself in it, like, I am no fucking Mother Teresa here. I know that I have also taken certain decisions in my life based on what is my best interest. Does that mean that that was the best thing to do? No. You know, and I mean, sometimes I think about it, and if I could turn it back, I probably would, but past is in the past and you move on from that. That's the reality. You cannot go back. The racism card and shit, yeah, I'm kind of done with it too. I'm not, by no means, and I've said this before at some point as well in an episode, I talked about it. Like, by no means I'm trying to diminish somebody's pain and somebody's suffering, a culture or a society or a specific, you know, historical problem that is pretty obvious to everyone. I have been affected by it myself, so I wouldn't criticize anyone for thinking that they are being discriminated based on race sometimes. But just pulling that card all the time is not okay either, you know? And some people are going to the extreme sometimes, playing that card, and I'm fed up with that shit too. Like, I mean, I get it. I do get it. I 100% get it. Trust me. And the other thing is that I am fucking tired and fed up of white people not accepting that they have a fucking white privilege. And it's not coming from me playing the victim here or shit like that. Like, I'm fucking fed up with that. Like, people not willing to have that conversation. And again, not bashing my boyfriend again, but I'm gonna put him as an example again. Shit that we discussed, like, he just like diverts the conversation and he's like, I think you're getting too affected by it. I'm fucking tired of that response, by the way. I'm not fucking getting too affected, man. You know what it is? It is that you have no fucking idea what it is like. That's the truth. So if your white ass is not going to be willing to have the conversations, then I'm fucking fed up with that too, you know? And yeah, unless you're in somebody else's shoes, you can understand. I get it. But at the same time, I do get where they come from, you know? So it's kind of tricky, actually. Yeah, it's kind of tricky, I would say. It's kind of tricky. And it's not about being controversial. It's just about trying to go deeper and understanding where our main issues come from, which is what I was trying to do yesterday in that group chat. And by the way, I just muted the fucking chat for a while because it's not doing me any good right now to where I'm at right now. I don't think it's like benefiting me at all to have these discussions with people because yeah, it does affect me right now, you know, in a way that it shouldn't, maybe. I don't know at this point. I don't know what the fuck is going on at this point in my mind sometimes. But I do think that the greatest issues that we have as humans are we're selfish, man. We're selfish. And yeah, we always want to think about, you know, what's best for us as individuals, as fucking individuals. Shut the fucking claim of you're doing shit again for family. Like, shut it off. Let's go to the individual person, like, you know, justifying that you're not being selfish. Most of the actions would trace back to humans being selfish and doing the things they have done throughout their existence out of some sort of selfishness. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's probably something that we need to learn how to fight every single day of our lives and reflect on it and decide to do what's right instead of doing what is more convenient. And it's not about going against the fucking system. Like, that's another thing. I'm fucking fed up with people saying that, you know, as an excuse to brush off things as well. Like, you don't want to go against the system because it's going to eat you up. Well, maybe sometimes you're just willing to go against the fucking system, you know? Some people are. Sometimes. Not always. Not there's a I'm gonna tell you one thing. There's a lot of people who are not brave enough to do that, you know, and the ones who are should be applauded. And I'm sure that a lot of people who have made radical changes in certain aspects of humanity for good have come from that thought of not being afraid and being brave and standing for the good things that humanity should believe in. You know, I don't know. That's just too deep of a conversation, which is probably a conversation that a lot of people are not willing to have. And they don't like to be in touch with their, you know, it's not even religious aspect at this point. It's just the spiritual one, in which you realize that we're fucking up, man. We're fucking up our world, our life, our generations coming along, because we're becoming more and more selfish by the day. And that's a fact. And whoever doesn't want to recognize that, like, I mean, I'm not asking you to become Gandhi, man. I'm not asking you to do that. Like I said, I'm no fucking Mother Teresa. I'm saying that again. Like, I'm just fed up with people being offended when you want to talk about stupid people doing stupid shit on social media. I mean, if you don't want to be criticized about what is, but let's define stupid in the first place, you know. This could be considered stupid right now, this conversation. So, whatever rose your boat, man. But I'm not afraid of having that conversation either. Like, I know that they say that you shouldn't judge anyone, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, sometimes you just gotta call out shit, man. Like, some things are just fucked up and nobody's willing to talk about it. The fact that people support, again, and I'm gonna go at it again, people supporting stupid people talking out of their traumas and stupid shit that they have gone through, and they have never even made the intention of trying to improve those aspects in their life, and they are in denial, in fucking denial. And people decide to follow these other type of people and see them as the example or the fun thing to look at, and just make mockery out of it and not address the bigger issue, which is that's probably what your children, talking about putting family first and shit, that's probably what your children are going to watch, or worse. And then what's the outcome out of that? Nothing good, man. That's nothing good. There's nothing good about just incentivizing this type of behavior. And you know what I'm talking about, like people just doing random stupid, like damn ass stupid shit on the internet and saying whatever comes out of their ass. Yeah, I'm saying a lot of cursing and foul language today, but that sometimes I just feel like speaking that way, you know. And this is when it becomes who you really are sometimes. Well, this is kind of who I really am. I just kind of get pissed off at shit sometimes, and I'm sure you do too. So yeah, stupid people doing stupid shit and nobody calling it out or brushing it off, and then people getting offended about this whole agenda that they have against us, picking against each other, whether you are okay or not with people transitioning or shit, or belonging to certain communities and shit. Like, that's so fucking stupid, man. Like, I mean, there's a really more important shit out there that should be of concern than minding the other person's business, whether they want to do whatever they want to do with their intimate parts of their body. Like, I don't give a shit, honestly. I honestly don't give a shit. Like, I don't mind having the conversations, and I'm trying to listen to people and trying to understand where I come from. I don't care. Like, I can listen to it. I can try to have a conversation about it, but I'm just tired of the fucking conversation being brought up at every opportunity people have, because that's a main topic today. Like, can we just talk about other random shit, like, that I would consider more interesting than that shit? I'm just saying, like, and that ties up with other extreme shit. Like, you know, I'm fed up with people trying to sell you the idea that you're a fucking bad human because you're not a vegan or fucking vegetarian or shit like that. And just because you're using like regular shit and you're not being concerned about the environment as much as you should. Like, that should be top of mind. I mean, I get it. I fucking get it, for Christ's sake. I fucking get it, okay? Yes, we should worry about the environment, but I'm gonna say this, and I don't give a fuck about saying this right now. Yeah, we should worry about the environment, but sometimes I can tell you, the way humanity is going and turning into, I just wonder, should I even worry about taking care of this fucking environment? Because maybe sometimes we should just be fucking eliminated as humans for what we're becoming sometimes. Fuck yeah. That's what I think about sometimes. And guilty, man, about thinking about it. Then that's one of the reasons I've said here, like, it's fucking scary out there. That's one of the reasons that I have considered not procreating at this point in my life too. Like, fuck it, yeah, I admit it. Like, that's part of it too. So yeah, I'm fed up with people, you know, like going hard on you on that one too. Like, oh my god, you're not drinking with a straw right now, please, like, you're killing us. And then you turn around and you see what the person is doing, and they're probably having, you know, stupid, I don't even know, man. They're just probably doing the most stupid shit that they wouldn't even think of. Like, you know, having electric stuff plugged in their houses that don't need to exist, actually, because they're non-primarily necessities. But they would judge you about not fucking buying the bio shit that you should be buying at the supermarket at a higher price, because, you know, I mean, these discussions that you can go into, like, it's fucking stupid, and I'm kind of fed up with it at this point. Like, you do your shit, man. If you feel like you're improving every day and you're just making small steps into becoming a better person and doing greater shit every day, like, even if it's as tiny as it is, then that's fine, man. You feel you go there and you keep doing it, because people, it's just the fact of people judging each other so much all the time. And I have gone deeper this week with my therapist about that, because I have become a fucking hermit a lot, and I think it has everything to do after the pandemic as well. And I have to say that, like, I'm tired of talking about the fucking pandemic as well. Like, that shit happened 5 or 6 years ago almost, and I'm fucking done with that topic. And I'm fucking done with my boyfriend telling people every time we have a conversation and everybody brings it up for some reason. Like, for some reason, somebody always brings that shit up. Like, let's get over that shit, man. Let's get the fuck over it. Let's move on from that. There's no reason. That shit actually affected me. That mind fucked me, because I'm still recovering from that shit. And a lot of people are. That they don't want to admit it, that's another thing. But a lot of people are, you know. And the fact that my boyfriend and the other person keep on bringing that shit up, and the fact that he started telling people how much of a fucked up time I had when I was confined in Panama, when I was living there, and that my apartment there was not as the best apartment to be locked up in, whatever. Like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. My apartment was fine, and you were not there. I was the one there. Shut the bomba clap up. And if you want to really talk about something more interesting, let's talk about that. Why don't people just talk about it and just say how much it affected them in particular? No, they just, like, bring the topic up like they're talking about the weather. You know, sometimes I'm kind of fed up with the whole thing. Unless you're going to open up about what you're truly going through, I'm just tired of people just bringing up topics out of their ass and not going deep into them, because they're just afraid of being judged by the other person. Like, I'm tired of those encounters with people that are not willing to have deep conversations. I'm kind of done with it. Like, yeah. So I'm kind of going hard on shit that I shouldn't, I know. And I wish I could have, like, longer space to talk about all of this, but I just can't be ranting forever here. So yeah, this is just kind of things that I'm kind of fed up these days. I'm running out of topics, and religion is another thing. I'm tired of people sending me things about how I could get in trouble about speaking about fucking religion and how it affects my culture, which is Latin American culture. And guess what? I'm fucking done with people being so afraid, like walking on eggshells all the time because people might get offended. Like, fucking done with that. It's a fucking reality, man. You want to face it or not, that's your problem, but I'm willing to talk about it. And a lot of people have been mind fucked with religion for their entire life. I would be brave enough to say that it's more than 85% of the people that I've ever met in my life that are from Latin America who have been fucking mind fucked with something related with religion, and they're not willing to accept it till this day. Fucking grown-ups, and they're not willing to accept it. So, and with that being said, speaking about religion and shit and everything, I mean, I'm kind of fed up with the whole war thing. I know, and that's by no means me trying not to be sensitive about the topic, because I do not condone at all at any point. No, in no way I'm trying to condone people getting slaughtered, murdered, and killed. People. I'm talking about people, humans in general. Like, that's not something that I can condone ever. So don't even fucking try to come at me for that. But I'm kind of getting tired of fucking social media people who just run with the bullshit that they're fed up with. Like, again, this dude is getting it today, like my boyfriend, because that happened this week. Like, he came up one day when we having dinner, and he comes up with like, what is your opinion about they're fucking trying to put the president of Israel, blah, blah, blah. I mean, honestly, my opinion on that, my question is, who's trying to, make that happen? Who's trying to make that happen? And he's like, well, it's the countries from the CP, I don't know what the fucking letters are right now, I'm not for sure. And because he's talking to me in French, and so I cannot know what the letters would be turned around, but it's CPI something or whatever. And yeah, and I'm like, who are the countries that are like members from that would probably be influencing the whole thing? And then he's like, why are you asking that? Like, where are you coming from? You're being too, you see, biased, and you're trying to blame it on these countries. But the fucking truth is, yes, I'm fucking blaming on the countries that are involved in it, that are influential powers in it, because there's always a fucking hidden agenda behind it, man. These conflicts are not new. Let's be fucking for real. These conflicts are not recent. They have been going on for decades now. And nobody gives a shit. Like, what about they giving a shit about all the conflicts going in all the African countries? All the fucking conflicts going and shit that is going down in all the extremist people who are in charge of countries in Latin America or Asia or Middle East in general. So let's not pretend that all of this just arousing this, oh my God, concern. Oh my God, no. And there's a bigger thing to look at from all of this. And this is a very big discussion. And again, not trying to diminish somebody's pain by saying that, but I'm kind of fucking fed up of seeing people going back and forth, reposting shit on social media so much when they have no fucking clue who is behind the whole shit. I don't know. I don't have the answers to that either. I can tell you, I'm not really literate on the whole thing. Like, I cannot name all the countries that are part of the UN right now by default. I cannot do that. I don't have that information. I just don't have it. I could look it up and give it to you, but I don't have it like fresh out of my mind. So I'm not too literate. I'm not the right person to talk about it. So because I'm not the right person to talk about it, sometimes I just like, I can't participate, I can't engage, but what I will not do is start reposting shit about something and just people going in their soft side all the time and emotional side of it and reposting shit because somebody's telling you that they're murdering little children. And the fact is that they're not only fucking murdering little children, man. What the fuck are you talking about? There's a lot of people who have been murdered, again, through decades because of the same shit. So all of a sudden, right now, you're just, oh my God, so distressed about it and reposting. I have muted people on social media because I'm tired of seeing it. I know you care. Yeah. And guess what? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna affect those people who they say are making those decisions, whether they want to imprison someone who is as powerful as a president of a country. I don't think those people give a fuck about you reposting shit on social media about how, oh my God, you condemn shit. Or in general, that's one example, but I'm talking about people just reposting shit in general, trying to portray that they care about something. Like, I mean, really? Really? What are you doing about it? Nothing, man. Like, just saying that you care. You can say it in conversations, actually, in real fucking actual conversations, and not reposting shit on social media. Which is, by the way, I'm fucking fed up of people reposting shit about them speaking to God through social media. Like, what the fuck is wrong with those people? Like, does God have social media? Because as far as I'm concerned, the guy is not a tech guy, is he? I don't know. That's what I think. But then these people like writing shit to their family members that don't have social media. I mean, it's kind of stupid. And those are the kind of things like that. I'm fucking fed up. Like, sometimes I don't know, man. I just don't know. I'm just kind of fed up with certain shit. You can tell. And one of the things I'm going to wrap up, and that's the end of today, because I think I've said already too many shit that is going to get me in trouble, which is something that I should be listening to a person that I respect a lot. And this person used to tell me this a lot all the time. I recall this, which is, if you have nothing good to say, then you better say nothing at all. And I'm listening to that right now in my mind. It's going through my mind right now. So with that thought in mind, I'm wrapping it up, and I'm gonna shut my fucking mouth right now. So see you next time. Hope I'm in a better space again here, and let's catch up whenever we can soon. Bye bye. Take care.